The US network Fox News says its cameraman Pierre Zakrzewski has been killed whilst reporting outside Kyiv. His colleague Benjamin Hall was also injured when their vehicle was struck by incoming fire yesterday. Arise Chief Correspondent John Cookson knew Zakrzewski and had worked with him. John joins us now live from the Ukrainian city of Lviv. Good to see you, John. Sad to hear about Mr. Zakrzewski. Just tell us more about him.
He'd laugh, Charles, if you were trying to pronounce his name, because none of us could do that back in the day when we were working together. Everyone just knew him as Pierre. This guy was larger than life, just the kind of man you need with you in a tight spot. We were both embedded together with the US military back in 2003, 4 and 5. And that's when I last worked with him, in actual fact, Charles. And we've stayed in touch on and off ever since. I think I last heard from him about a year ago. He wanted to get back out into the field once again. He enjoyed being in the trouble spots of Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, places like that. And he was looking for work. He was bored at home. He and his family live in Chiswick in West London. And he was asking me if I knew there was any work that he might be suitable for. He was a larger than life character, and I shall always remember him, Charles, because of his sense of humour. He was always laughing. He always had a joke, no matter how difficult the circumstances. He had this massive walrus moustache, and he used to throw his head back and laugh, chortle at his own jokes, and he expected everyone to get them, and you didn't quite get them because his accent was quite strong, and you sort of just laughed along with him. But a huge loss to journalism. He was a Fox News legend, a cameraman that everyone loved working with, and yes, all we can say is R.I.P. Pierre tonight. Charles.
It's a good way to remember him, and our hearts go out to his family and to all the people at Fox News, our colleagues and people like yourself that worked with him. And John, since the conflict began, Lviv, where you are in the west, has been seen as something of a safe haven, but things changed on Sunday, didn't it, when Russian missiles struck? So the relative safety in Lviv now rather short-lived, with funerals today and sirens, I understand, sounding across the city.
Yeah, sirens are about 40 minutes ago, Charles, and what tends to happen is that the sirens go off, and then there's a period of, say, an hour or so, and then we get the all clear. People here, some of them take it seriously, others don't. At the moment, on my way to this live link, I saw people huddled in underground car parks and in other buildings that they believed were safe, and the rest of the city sort of carries on life as normal. But at the moment we are in fact waiting for the all clear. I was at a funeral today, in fact a funeral of 4 young soldiers killed in that attack just 15 miles, 20 kilometers from the Polish border on Sunday in a cruise missile strike by the Russians. Hugely emotional, of course. This country, deeply religious, either Orthodox or Latin or Greek Catholic, and you know, the families will get some solace from that, I believe, and the people around them, of course, were caring for those who have lost loved ones. But burying 4 men on the same day is hugely heartbreaking. And as I mentioned in my report, one family, this is the second brother to be killed in a conflict which is not even 3 weeks old yet. One's heart has to go out to that family, having lost 2 sons in the last 21 days.
And John, on the diplomatic side, in a show of European solidarity, the Prime Ministers of Poland, the Czech Republic and Slovenia travelling to Kyiv by train to show their support for Ukraine. Clearly very symbolic, but what are they actually hoping to achieve, or is the symbolism the whole point of it?
Well, the European Commission and the European Council say this is about showing support, rock solid. support for Ukraine and the efforts that it's making to fight this Russian aggression. And Zelensky, the president, will for sure ask the Europeans for more weapons because they desperately need them. This fight is very costly in terms of military hardware. The Ukrainians will also ask for a full trade embargo by the EU against Russia, and that's a big ask as far as the European Union and European Council is concerned. But this train trundling across Ukraine, one has to wonder how safe that is. The passage to Lviv from Poland is fairly, one would say, fairly safe. But beyond here to the capital, one has to wonder whether Mr. Putin might consider attacking that train. It almost sounds trite to say something like that, but look, desperately horrible things are happening in this country at the moment, and this has to be something that should be considered. Charles.
I want to thank you very much indeed for your reporting there. John Cookson is Arise Chief Correspondent, and he was talking to me there from the western Ukrainian city of Lviv.